Hello, I'm Elena Casella. Welcome to a new series here on METV, Foundation for Dreams. This program is designed to inform our community about the wonderful resources and services that are available from the Foundation for Dreams and Dream Oaks Camp. Summer is right around the corner, and we are so excited to share with you an opportunity for children that you may not know of right here in Manatee County. The Foundation for Dreams and Dream Oaks Camp is a camp for children with varying special needs and/or chronic illnesses. I'm joined today by Eddie Mulock, founder and president of the Foundation for Dreams, Jody Franke, executive director, and Susanna Kripe of Easter Seals of Southwest Florida. Thank you all for being here today. So Jody, tell us a little bit about the mission of the Foundation for Dreams.
As you said, we're a camping program for children with special needs, and our mission is to provide exceptional camping experiences for children with special needs and chronic illnesses ages 7 to 17. Our unique program really focuses on their abilities and improving their self-esteem as well as their independence, and we do that through our activities that we provide.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about the population that we might see at Dream Oaks Camp.
We offer programs for a wide variety of special needs, including but not limited to physical disabilities. So we have a lot of children with cerebral palsy, spina bifida, visual impairments, hearing impairments, things of that nature, as well as developmental type conditions. So a lot of children with developmental delays, Down syndrome, autism, of course. With that on the rise, we're serving a lot of children with autism spectrum disorders, as well as children with ADD and ADHD, bipolar disorders, obsessive compulsive disorders, and other type of mental type conditions. So we really hit a lot of the population. It's very unique.
Very unique. So we know you're in Manatee County. Where are you located in Manatee County?
We are located off of State Road 64 East and Upper Manatee River Road. We're right there on the Manatee River, so it's a beautiful location. We have about 170 acres that we use out there, and so it's a beautiful, beautiful environmental and setting.
And where would most campers come from? Do they come just from Manatee County, or are they coming from surrounding counties?
Well, the majority of our kids, of course, because we are here in Manatee County, do come from here, as well as Sarasota. And we're seeing a lot more coming in from Hillsborough County, Broward County, Polk County, and just surrounding Tampa Bay area. So we're really starting to hit, all kind of different counties and serve a lot more children outside of our Manatee and Sarasota County.
Okay, wonderful. Eddie, this was
our location too is really we are at Camp Flying Eagle, and I mention that because a lot of people know Camp Flying Eagle. They know where that's out. So if they know where Camp Flying Eagle is, they know where the Dream Oaks Camp is.
Absolutely. And this was your vision, Eddie. Can you tell us a little bit about how this kind of came to be, your vision?
This was a dream I had when I was recovering from my heart transplant in 1995 at Shands Hospital in Gainesville. And I saw a lot of sick children over my studies. They have been to many hospitals and studied by many doctors, and everywhere I went there were a lot of sick children. I thought I wanted to do something for them when I recovered. So I decided I would build a camp in Bradenton, Manatee County, out on the Manatee River. And so that's how it all started. And we first started with 50, I think, Jody, we had 56 kids the first camp. So we've been operating for a long time now, over 10 years. And thousands of kids have gone through the camp. My dream initially was maybe take a few kids out there and set up some tents and camp, overnight, but I had no idea the need, really.
Right.
And so since that time, of course, thousands of children have been through the camp, which I'm really excited about. We have some beautiful kids that have graduated from camp and are gone on in life and be successful, finish school, things of that nature. And they come back. We bring them back sometimes to the camp and they work.
Right.
And that's something Jody has been really good about doing, and it's very helpful to them and the other kids, and it's exciting.
Right. Jody was telling us how unique it is. Can you tell us a little bit about the initial steps that it took to get this camp rolling?
first thing I did, I called from my hospital bed in Gainesville, and I spoke to my good friend Lloyd Williams, who's deceased now, and he had Bruce Williams Homes, and I told him about my dream, and he said he would help me build the cabins at no profit, just at their cost.
Right.
And so that was my first step. And then I came back to Bradenton, and I talked to the Mr. Potter over at, was in Leeds, and he went to all of his suppliers, and they agreed to donate shingles and windows and all that kind of stuff to save the money to build the cabins. I got Folly Bryant designed our first cabins for us for nothing, and I got them to donate that. And then I got the list of every service club in Manatee County and Sarasota County, and I wrote every one of them and asked if I could come and present my idea about the camp. And I spoke all over Sarasota and Manatee County. That resulted in a lot of good things that happened for us. The Sarasota, Greater Sarasota Sertoma Club, I spoke to them. They wound up contributing to build a cabin, I think. Isn't that right, Jody? And they've been supporters of us for a long time. So that was really the first impetus to really get us going. We had no money,
Right.
and I would do work for people, and then rather than pay me, I would ask them to make a donation to the camp and so forth.
Right.
And so that's sort of how we got started. And it was just a dream, and it's a good lesson for people. Dream your dreams, and they can come true.
Right. So that funding, that initial funding was the community. It sounds like the community is really behind Dream Oaks Camp. But where does the additional funding come from?
Well, initially we started looking for grants, and you know a lot about that.
Yeah.
We're still getting some of those same grants. I went to some of my good friends, Dick Turner, who was been a big supporter from the beginning, and he helped me out. And I just went everywhere and talked to everybody I could. People would say, if you go to a party, don't talk to Mulock because he'll ask you for money. And that's just about true. Everywhere I went, I was asking for support and help, and it just caught fire. And the Bradenton Herald helped us out a lot. The Sarasota Herald Tribune helped us. A lot of the local newspapers were very supportive. So once I got it out into the public, then it caught on. And then, of course, we had a lot of successes initially, and that's because Jody was our first camp director, and she started us off with a big bang, of course. So we started off with a good reputation, and that sort of has grown and carried. Now it's throughout the state and
Right.
everywhere. So that's sort of to answer your
Right,
question.
absolutely. So, Jody, tell us a little bit more about the families that come to Dream Oaks Camp.
The families?
The facilities.
The
Excuse me, the
facilities.
facilities.
Well, like Eddie was saying, we are located at Camp Flying Eagle, so we had partnered with them back in 2000 that we formed the partnership. And basically, we lease out 10 acres where we've built our 7 cabins, and those are beautiful. They're not really cabins, they're more like homes. Fully air conditioned, completely barrier free, and just very comfortable for all of the children that attend the program. Of course, on the other side, down the main camp, we share facilities with the Boy Scouts. That's what we call main camp, and we've got a dining hall, we've got a completely renovated pool. Splash Pools came in and renovated that for us, put in a ramp and did the sprayers and a wading pool for the kids. We also have a nature center that was donated by Neal Construction, and that is a wonderful place. We do nature studies and
Right,
things
he's a
of
great
that.
supporter of the community.
He is, absolutely. And we
Yeah,
also have an art center.
I was going to remind you, Jody, Pat Neal sat beside me in church, and I kept, talking to him, and I would see him there, and then I got the idea for the Nature Center, and I thought this was very consistent and good for a developer.
Yeah.
And he liked the idea, so that's how we initially got that. Another one of my arm twisting.
Well, it pays off to be
Yeah.
Persistent, that's for sure.
You have to be creative, that's for
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely. So as Eddie was saying, we're on 170 acres, so that gives us plenty of space to spread out. So we do sports and games. We also bring in SMART, who provides our therapeutic horseback riding program.
Okay.
And so it's an ideal situation for us, and just a beautiful place that we're so lucky to have to run our
Absolutely.
programs.
So do you operate year-round? Summer's coming up. Is it just a summer camp, or is it year-round?
We do operate year-round.
Okay.
Our biggest program is our summer camp, where we have 7 consecutive weeks of camp. Each session is broken down by age and ability. And so we have, for instance, out of the 7, we have 3 that are for all abilities, and that's for any type of child that is eligible for the program. Then we have 1 week just specific for physical limitations or challenges, one for intellectual challenges, one for ADD, ADHD, and bipolar disorders, and then one just for autism spectrum disorders. And so the kids arrive on Monday during the residential program, and they're there all throughout the week, 24/7. And so they're there Monday morning, 8:30 through 4:30 on Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Along with that, during the 7 weeks of summer, we also run 2 weeks of day camp where they come in Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30 every day.
Okay.
Now, throughout the year, we call it the off season. We do run at least 2 weekend camps per month. Some of those are just Foundation for Dream programs, so again, it's our all ability groups.
Right.
And then we've added a lot of new contract camps, which is very exciting because we're partnering with agencies that really have a similar mission as to what we do with our program, working with children. As with Susanna with Easter Seals, we run 1 weekend for her group from Project Rainbow.
Okay.
We also run one for the Cancer Center out of Tampa, where it's for families who have a child that's been newly diagnosed. We also do a bereavement camp, which is new this year, a family camp for families who have lost a child to cancer or a related condition. And just in JFCS, the Jewish Family Services,
Okay.
We just added 2 weekends this year for children who have been exposed to substance abuse in the home.
Okay.
So as you can tell, I mean, we are across the board running throughout the year.
Right.
And if any programs are interested in joining us and partnering to do a family camp or a weekend just specific for their group,
Right.
We're always open to
That's
that.
a wonderful thing. There's so many groups in
There
Manatee
is.
County and Sarasota County that would love to have a place like Dream Oaks to come to.
Absolutely.
And you would provide the program for them?
We do. Again, each program that we run is very specific to the group that's coming in to partner with us. And so depending upon what their goals and objectives are, we really tailor their weekend to meet the needs of their groups specifically.
So do you work with, you mentioned SMART, you work with, what other local agencies do you work with?
Oh goodness, we try to partner with as many people as possible because we're very, creative, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel, but we want to partner with people again that have like missions. So we work with SMART, who has been providing the horseback riding program for the last 5 years. It's been about 5 years. Easter Seals, of course, because Susanna works with a lot of the children that attend our program, and she always gives us the referrals, which is always a wonderful thing. Jewish Family Services, we work with them very closely. Manatee Glens, they refer a lot of children to the program.
Okay.
And so, I know I'm probably forgetting some, but we really try to partner with those agencies out there that are looking for something creative, different. When they bring their kids to camp, it's a very unique experience. It's not a clinical setting. They're out there. They're getting some therapeutic-based programs, but it's in a fun, just safe environment. And they're out there feeling comfortable, having a good time, and just they're meeting their goals while having fun.
Right. So it must take a really special type of counselor to work with these children that have special needs. Tell us what qualifications you would look for in a counselor.
For a counselor position, as you say, it does take a very unique person to even give us a call to inquire about that position. They have to be 18 years of age or older. And most of our counselors are going into the field in some capacity. So therapy services, a lot of them are going into occupational therapy or physical therapy, speech therapy, nursing, a lot of special ed teachers, some that are currently teaching and some that are in school going into the program. And then all of the staff and volunteers have to go through a week-long training, which is very intense. We bring in all types of professionals from the community that really come in and teach on very specific things. We bring the entire therapy group from Easter Seals, which is always wonderful.
Right.
We do 1 day just for medical training. We do 1 day just for CPR and first aid training. And then we do another day just for emergency procedures because we're working with such a critical, population medically and physically that the counselors and the staff really have to be equipped to meet the needs of the kids that we're serving.
Right. So what's your ratio, camper to counselor?
We've really evolved. When we first started the program, we were more at a 3-to-1, and I'm saying 3 campers to 1 staff ratio. Because of the severity and the needs of the children changing a little bit different, as we have evolved, we've gone more to a 2-to-1 and a 1-to-1. We are all about quality, and so if a child does need that type of support, that they need a 1-to-1 ratio, we provide that for them.
Right, that must be so amazing as a parent to know that
Absolutely.
your child's being taken care of and have that low ratio compared
Yeah,
to
and
maybe a
Lynn,
different camp.
Susanna can really speak to that probably as better than anybody because
Absolutely.
most of her kids, a lot of her kids are there, and she's been with us for a long, long time.
Right.
And we're awfully happy to be associated
Absolutely,
with her.
Susanna, we're not leaving you out. What's your
And she's on our board too. She's on
She
our board
is.
of directors too. She serves on our
is.
board, which we're very happy to have her there.
Absolutely. Susanna, tell us a little bit more about your involvement in the Foundation for Dreams.
I've been with Easter Seals about 15 years, and I was hearing all these great things about Dream Oaks Camp. So I said, well, I'm going to go out there and find out what it is, what's going on. We're always looking for different referrals, to make to families that have children with special needs. And I went out and I said, this is wonderful. I couldn't believe how much fun the kids were having, the staff. And I said, this is just a great program to bring to this community. And so then I said, well, I better get behind the program as well, and I joined the board.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see, I wanted to be part of the whole picture. I wanted to be familiar with the staff, with how the program ran, because I'm sending kids out to be
Right.
part of that camp. And so I said, I'm going through the whole thing. I'm going to sleep at the camp. I want to be there.
Right.
And just blew me away with how much the staff is trained.
Right.
How the kids are not real sure the first day. The parents aren't real sure the first day. They're waiting in the car. What's going to happen? Are the staff going to know what to do? And it's nice that the camp looks at each family and says, it's okay.
Right.
We'll walk you through this process. A lot of these kids have never been away from a parent. Do you know what to do if my child has a seizure? Or can you check their blood sugar? What do you bring into the table as Dream Oaks? And Dream Oaks has a nurse that's out there that's ready for any of those emergencies. The staff is just unbelievably trained. A whole week of training that the parent now can
Right.
feel comfortable.
Right.
And that we can call you if the child's having issues. The parent, we get lots of calls,
Right.
call in and say, are they doing okay?
Right.
Absolutely. And so
And so for someone like yourself that works with these children year-round at Project Rainbow for Easter Seals of Southwest Florida, why is this type of program so important for our community?
it makes the kids feel like they're part of something as well. They can go out and play in the paint and roll around in the dirt and just get out of that hospital kind of setting. Like Eddie was saying, they can just be with nature. And as someone that never got to go to camp as a child, I think I like it maybe more than the kids do. It's just wonderful. They
Yeah.
can go out and they grow so much because they're learning those independent skills, socialization, all those things that a parent wants their child to learn.
I was going to
and be
ask,
part
what are
of.
some of the benefits of a child going through a camp like this?
The growth.
Yeah.
When they come in, they're going, I don't know what to do. And then the second time they come in, they're like, Mom, you don't need to check me in. I can do it. And they're ready. They've got their toothbrush laid out. They've got their bunk beds made. So it just, the growth is just the biggest thing.
Right.
With the parent and with the child.
Right. And so you mentioned the parent. Obviously, a program like this provides respite services for the families. How important is that for the families?
It's huge. The
Yeah.
parent has got to be able to feel comfortable, one, that they can drop the child off, and that they can go spend some time either with other children that they have in the household or just their own self to refresh. They know their child's safe, they can refresh, they can go to the movies with their spouse, how
Right.
important that is to have that family there. Go take a walk on the beach, do all those things that maybe they can't do because the child might have a seizure or another medical type issue. Go to the grocery store, all those things.
Right.
And on that issue, I can give you a good example. I remember the first or second year, I can't remember for sure, Jody will remember, we had 3 brothers and sisters, or 3 sisters, I can't remember now. I know there was siblings, and they were all autistic, and I think one was Down syndrome. And I'll never forget, because on Friday, at the conclusion of camp, the mother came over to me, with big tears in her eyes, thanking me for the fact that for the first time in her and her husband's marriage, since they've had the children, they were able to go and not be worried about their children.
Right.
And they went to St. Armands, they went to Lido Beach, they went to Anna Maria, they walked on the beach, they went to the movies, and they were so thrilled. She just kept thanking me over and over and over. So the respite part of our program is something that oftentimes is overlooked a lot.
Right, it's so important, even in a normal marriage, and for these families to be able to know, like you said, Susanna, that their children are being taken care of as well. And sometimes, going through some of the activities that they're going through, building their self-esteem and their confidence and their independence. What type of activities would we see? We've talked so much about camp, but what types of activities would we see out at Dream Oaks Camp if someone was to come visit during the summer or during the weekends?
I consider ourselves to be a typical camp because we do anything that you would see at any other program, and we really challenge the kids to be involved. And we do everything. I was speaking about the horseback riding we do through SMART. So they'll go on a 15-minute trail ride with the kids, and then we do swimming in the beautiful pool, and we do some aquatic type activities there. We also do boat rides on our pontoon boat through Ray's Canoe. They're off of Upper Manatee River Road, and we'll take a nice half-hour boat ride with the kids. We also do canoeing, so that's one of their favorite activities, getting out on the Manatee River and just having a great time. Arts and crafts is always a huge one. Susanna loves to talk about the glitter and all the fun that they have.
Right.
We also have nature studies, so they get to learn about the environment and critters that you'll find out there in the woods and on the Manatee River. We also do sports and games, which we really challenge, again, each participant, each camper, to really get involved. And they really just, we identify some goals at the beginning of the week. We do a program assessment form that accompanies their application. And the parent really identifies if they've got a certain skill that they want to work on.
Right.
Whether that be an activity, if they've never been on a horse. And a lot of the parents will say, my child will not get on the horse. And they show up on Friday at the show, and we're doing the slideshow, and there's their child up on the horse,
right,
just smiling from ear to ear and just having the best time. So we really try to accomplish a lot during the week that they're there with us. As well as their activities of daily living. Maybe some of the kids that come, they're not able to tie their shoe, they're not able to brush their teeth or dress themselves. And so the counselors will work with them throughout the week to really work on some of these skills, so when they go home, they have a little bit more of independence. And that is so important for the kids.
Right.
And just the activities are just so much fun. Each week we have a theme, and so everything revolves around the theme. And so we have, big campfires. We do usually some type of big show. On Wednesday, we'll have some type of big carnival or something of that nature. Arts and crafts, they're making, if it's Mardi Gras, they're making masks and just doing things like that.
I saw pictures of the fire department coming in and actually letting the kids hold the hose, and that looked like a lot of fun. They were running through the hose.
They do, and they let them get in their uniforms, and, spray the hose, get inside the fire truck.
Right.
We also have the Sarasota Humane Society that comes out and does pet therapy with us, and volunteers can come out at any time. I would welcome anyone that's watching this, if they do have a certain skill or something that they like to teach, please contact us. We'd love to have people come out and teach a specific art activity or something of that nature. Just come and get involved.
Right.
Work alongside of our staff.
So you're saying volunteers, about how many volunteers do you have yearly with the foundation?
Right now we're usually around 200 throughout the year, because we do all kinds of activities out there outside of camp. We do have an annual holiday party, which is one of our biggest events, where we invite families to come out, and it's free of charge, and it's really a volunteer-driven, event. And so we have a lot of people, Tropicana and Able Group, come out, and the JCs, Florida JCs, are very involved. And then we have work days throughout the year where we're needing to refresh the cabins, get things done. And again, just through the programs, they're able to come out and work with the kids.
Yeah, we're just about out of time.
The Tropicana people and the JCs have been there for us for a long time, and we're very appreciative of them, volunteers, and doing so many things for us.
Right. We're just about out of time. Any last thoughts from any of you from the panel?
Well, number one, we want to invite people to come out and visit the camp. They'll call and make a reservation. They can come out and maybe have lunch with the kids and that type of stuff. So we like people to be involved. I had a lady tell me one time, Mr. Mulock, this is the best kept secret in Manatee County. And I said, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be the best
Absolutely.
kept secret. And the other thing is, it costs us over $800,000 a year to run the camp. So we have fundraising events, and you're in charge of all that, of course. And I always tell people that's a lot of pressure on us, because there's a lot of little kids that are planning all year long to be able to go to camp. So we have to make sure we go out and raise the money to provide this camp for these children. So we always need help in that regard.
And I read
too.
somewhere that you gave away $93,000 in scholarships last year just for kids to attend camp. That's amazing.
That's right. I made a vow when I created this foundation that no child will be turned down because they didn't have enough money to go. We've been able to comply with that from day one. Every child that wants to go goes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Susanna?
And I think, just come out and see the camp, come out and spend the day out there. Let Jody and the staff show you around, and, feel comfortable that everybody's trained and knows what to do. So we'd love to have you. I think another piece is the camp is always looking for those arts and crafts or bug spray or, all those extra little things, bedding. And on the website it says, some...
Like a needs list.
A needs list.
Yeah.
That absolutely, it just takes, everybody sharing a little bit to see these kids with a big smile on their face that they get to come to camp.
Right. Jody, do you have anything that you'd like to add as a final?
I just want to thank you for today. It was great to be here
thank
and
you
to
all.
really share all the excitement that we have for our program. Everyone that's a part of it is so passionate, and we just love the families and the children that we work with. So I would invite, as Susanna said, if they are interested to come out, invite volunteers or just people to come out and see what we do.
Right.
It's just so exciting, and you can't explain it. You have to be a part of it and come experience it yourself. So
Right.
I hope that people watching this today will give us a call if they've got a family that they would like to refer, or a child who would benefit from our program. Please
They
give
can
us a
call you directly.
Absolutely.
We're out of time for today's segment. I'd like to thank my guests, Mr. Mulock, Jody Franke, and Susanna Kripe, for joining us, as well as METV for producing this program. Please join us next time as we take a deeper look into some of the different programs we offer at Dream Oaks Camp. If you would like additional information, please go to our website at www.foundationfordreams.org or call us at 941-746-5659. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Foundation for Dreams. I'm Elena Casella. Have a great day.